Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Zimbabwe HRM group presentation on curating a well-being plan for students and staff at Osiri University. My name is Kanisio Tanyanyiwa, and happily lead the group as the Human Resources Manager. With me in the group are other Zimbabwe executives, Melody Dube, Shamiso Chideu, Rashas Mafumo, and Peter Chifunyese. Students at Osiri University are drawn from various disciplines, from education, from business, from industry, data science, agriculture, and the arts. This wide range of disciplines gives Osiri a global flair and an advantage in several and many respects. The university offers a relaxed and relaxing, yet a challenging and intense academic program. The studies are productive in themselves. The studies are productive, they are transforming, but they are disruptive. This is a good disruption to our lives. They disrupt our flow of things, but the disruption produces good ends. Engaging in studies while on a full-time job involves inevitable stress and anxiety. Trying to meet deadlines for assignments, trying to seek to produce good quality work, and being of service to the community. In addition to our social stresses already and pressures, it can easily cause mental breakdowns. For the Osiri University staff, there's a cultural resistance because of the sources of the student body. Extensive, thorough research is required. Teaching and marking of assignments. Therefore, the university's output remains critical. Well-grounded graduates, educated graduates, balanced staff and students. Because of these factors, it is therefore critical and a must to have a standard to keep the university future ready. Therefore, we say to ourselves, looking at all this, well-being therefore becomes an important thing. Therefore, we need to talk about well-being, the totality of the human person, the totality of what we want to achieve. And therefore, we ask ourselves, why does well-being matter now?
Good evening. Just as a way of definition, well-being, according to the WHO, is defined as a positive state experienced by individuals and societies. Similarly to health, it is a resource for daily life and is determined by social, economic, and environmental conditions. Well-being encompasses quality of life and the ability of people and societies to contribute to the world with a sense of meaning and purpose. In other words, well-being defines the person and communities, depends on individual well-being of individuals to thrive. The significance of well-being, it drives individuals' potential, it creates robust relationships within the community. During the post-COVID era, we've seen that there were gaps that were highlighted for the proactive and holistic strategies on well-being. As Osiri University, we aligned with the Ubuntu, that is, I am because we are, ensuring sustainable leadership and alumni. The takeaways on well-being is to build the thriving university ecosystem. Osiri unique context and challenges.
Osiri University, a snapshot is a snapshot of the global hybrid model. It brings in the traditional contact university, the online university, the open university, and it brings together. So therefore, when you come to Osiri, you see the whole world in one snapshot. It is a hybrid model with no tuition fees. It focuses on sustainable leadership, but it is grounded and based in Ubuntu philosophy. It is important for various stakeholders. To the students, for example, there is this mix, the tension between your usual job and your academic work. So to juggle between jobs, to do research at academic level, to do community service, there is a risk of burning out. For the staff, the heavy teaching and research loads, it can easily dip down the morale. So what do we need to do? When you look at the current crop of the students and the lecturers, we see a potential of rising stress levels and anxiety. The scattered wellness programs, we did not have an exact and a direct program that is dealing with well-being, which is where we have come up with this program. So we look at this, we need a work-life imbalance in a hybrid setup. How do we bring that together? We are proposing that the executive would consider this from Zimbabwe, a well-being plan that embeds Ubuntu for inclusive, resilient community to turn the challenges into strengths. Then we ask ourselves, what are therefore the benchmarks that we are supposed to look at? This proposal is not isolated. It is designed for Osiri University's unique needs, but it has been implemented in some international academic institutions. For example, at Melbourne University, they have a mental health inclusivity program. You go to the University of Cape Town in Africa, there is a destigmatization campaign. South Africa is a melting pot, a post-apartheid country that deals with the various issues that they are supposed to deal with. It has a destigmatization campaign. Go to London, Oxford University, it has some flexible learning policies to accommodate the well-being of the people. The students and the lecturers, they all need to stay awake. The University Health Public Institute for Public Health in Texas in the USA, they have what they call the trauma-informed care. The National University of Singapore has what they call an AI-enabled self-help tools. So with this snapshot, you can see that there is a global benchmark, but Osiri itself has a unique advantage that we want to base on. There is Ubuntu's role in well-being. Ubuntu promotes interconnectedness between peoples. It promotes empathy. It promotes collective support, and it is culturally grounded for Osiri. It promotes awareness programs, a holistic approach to the human person, the physiology of leadership, and in the end of it all, sustainable leadership. It matters to us, therefore, because it blends global practices with local values for authentic, resilient well-being. We want the executive to consider adopting hybrid models in order to elevate Osiri's global standing. Because when you look at this, it's also grounded in academics, in some research, in academic research. What are those foundations? Those foundations include the multidimensional physical, mental, social, and emotional aspects, according to the WHO. Key aspects: mental, emotional, and wellness, a healthy diet, a balanced work life, and a positive culture. Comparative analysis: the United States research, food insecurity, for example, it has been discovered. It impacts 30 to 50% of students. That according to Lipson. Mindfulness application, it also helps to reduce dropouts. Therefore, for Osiri, we want to integrate together the CSR pyramid, corporate social responsibility pyramid, for ethical, philanthropic responsibilities. And we want evidence-based plan that ensures some measurable return on investment in retention and performance. With this, we ask ourselves, what then is the vision for the future?
Okay.
My name is okay. Okay, you can come in.
Can you go ahead and talk about the vision?
The vision for the future of Osiri University is what I'm presenting on, bringing on the contents of it, focusing on the shifts that are expected from the administration of Osiri University. That is looking on the personalized pathways of the plans, and including the workshops and the matter of counseling, and coming back to not forgetting the diversity of which supports the designs and the flexibility of all the deadlines that can be put on target, and as well bringing in the proactive resilience of mindfulness of modules, which is very much important for us, to students and the staff. And then we go to the data, which is driven on the ethics, track impact with the privacy safeguards. But having said that, we need drivers, we need executive outlooks on the above forecasted lead shifts, which is number one, on the drivers. We are looking on the generation now of what we of our expectations on the global practices, neurodiversity, as I mentioned earlier on, and then on the executive of it, which is on the outlook positions of OSIRI as innovative as leaders. We are looking on the well-being of all the sustainable administrations, which is on the target from the forecasted shifts. This is what the vision for the future of OSIRI University. Of course, we are looking on the overcoming of resistance and limitations on the slide which is coming on.
Programs like this, they don't come without resistance and tensions. Whenever you bring something new, you are supposed to expect some resistance and some problems. We've defined OSIRI University as a melting pot of cultures, a melting pot of different people, a melting pot of races, from Africa to Asia to Europe to America. You are going to find limitations and some localized problems, localized specific issues. Therefore, when you look at this, there are some financial constraints, the resistance and limitation. First one is financial constraint. We anticipate that the university administration will begin to say, no, we're here as a university for academics and not here to begin to talk about only about well-being. We're talking about financial constraint, but we are introducing this as something that can even boost and increase the content, that can increase the well-being of the people. Stakeholder skepticism, both the staff and the students, they'll begin to have differences of opinions and all this. We are going to expect them. Cultural fit. Does well-being mean the same thing in Africa as it does to America, to Europe, and to Asia? Obviously, they are different. And therefore, the measurement issues. How do we measure that someone is well? Mental illness, physical health, the totality of well-being. Therefore, what we are going to do, how do we mitigate these kind of resistance and limitation? The first one, we are going to propose a phased pilot program and partnerships for funding. We are also going to talk about co-creation workshops. We want to introduce well-being discussions in every course. When people are talking, the beginning of every course, we want these issues to be brought to the fore for people to manage and be able to complete the program that they'll be doing. We also talk about hybrid access and cultural assessments for inclusivity and the key performance indicators that blend quantitative and qualitative data. How do we address this as executives? The framework is an extension of Ubuntu. Ubuntu, this inclusivity, this openness, we want to extend it. We should demonstrate that there's return on investment by reduced turnover of the people. For the executive, we also expect that they would lead with empathy, upskill the human resource managers for seamless fallout, and even integrate some of the students who have been there because they now believe in Ubuntu, they believe in OSIRI. But we need to how do we do this? We've proposed a roadmap to success. How do we come to this? We can only do this if we have a roadmap. And here we go to the roadmap.
As we have discussed the challenges at OSIRI, learned from global benchmarks and built a strong theoretical foundation, we will now look at the roadmap, which are the 5 initiatives that will turn our vision into reality. The first initiative is creating personalized well-being pathways. This AI-driven platform acts like a personal guide, recommending resources tailored to each student and staff members' unique needs. This approach is sustainable because it's scalable and efficient, moving away from a one-size-fits-all model to a targeted, resource-conscious one. By centralizing resources and making them more personalized, we are building an accessible and effective system. The National University of Singapore MedFusion framework has shown the success of this model, which directly addresses OSIRI challenge of scattered programs by centralizing resources and making them more personalized, thereby building an accessible and effective system. The second initiative is embedding neurodiversity support into our core operations. This includes simple yet impactful changes like flexible deadlines, sensory-friendly spaces, and the structured communication. This initiative is crucial for sustainable human resource management, fulfilling our ethical responsibility and retaining talented students and staff. The University of Melbourne Mental Health and Inclusion Policy provides a strong model for this. For a global institution like OSIRI, inclusivity is a necessity. This initiative ensures we will live up to our mission of building a global, relevant, resilient community. Our third initiative is a proactive approach to mental health, proposing compulsory modules on mindfulness, emotional regulation, and cognitive reframing. This initiative builds a foundation of resilience, benefiting our students and staff for their entire lives, as embodied in the Ubuntu philosophy. Building individual resilience strengthens the community as a whole. The University of California's resilience skills curriculum shows this can be successfully integrated. Our fourth initiative focuses on data-driven and ethical measurements, tracking progress with key performance indicators linked to retention and performance while maintaining confidentiality and privacy. This approach bridges the paradox theory, using data to improve without sacrificing privacy. Oxford University's well-being dashboards are an example of this in action. From OSIRI's angle, this approach bridges the paradox theory, which uses data to improve without sacrificing privacy, and it shows we are both an ethical and an efficient institution. Finally, we will ensure all well-being activities are culturally inclusive, resonating with our diverse global student body, while embedding our core Ubuntu principles. This initiative ensures our plan is authentic and enduring, with deep roots at OSIRI, the University of Cape Town Students' Mental Health Policy, with its focus on cultural sensitivity, provides a great reference point. This is where our Ubuntu edge truly shines. We are not just copying global models, we are adapting them to create something unique, meaningful, and genuinely OSIRI.
And therefore we ask ourselves, what is the next step? What do we want to do? What do we take away? What we have done, what we have done, therefore, is we have defined well-being, and we have identified well-being as a central and a critical component of our lives. For the students and staff at OSIRI, mental health, physical health, they are all key components that need to be monitored to produce a balanced person. We want a person who is Ubuntu grounded. This has been proven through research and experience. That is where we get our global flair. Ubuntu has been globalized by Osiri University. Osiri University has a unique advantage. It is headquartered in Nebraska in the USA, but it is present in African, in Asian, European, and American homes. This is a unique advantage. Therefore, Osiri University is a transformative university with its Ubuntu flavor. A society is as healthy as its weakest citizen. Ubuntu-rooted plan transforms its challenges. It transforms challenges into opportunities. It is a holistic, evidence-based, future-ready approach. The impact is the enhanced retention, performance, and social contribution, which aligns with Osiri's mission. As a conclusion, a community is as healthy as its members. Empower Osiri through well-being. Join Osiri, join us, and save the world. Our approved steps, next steps which we want, we're expecting an approved pilot funding by Q4 of 2025. We also want to form cross-cultural task force and to schedule a follow-up in 6 months. Thank you, everyone. Ubuntu.
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 What have I just stopped? Let's stop recording. I hope I'm actually recording.
No, you need to stop recording, Tanisio.
Where do I go?
Go to the 3 dots where it's written more. Right hand, far right, second to your right.